Adam's with us in Boston, Massachusetts. Hey, Adam, welcome to the Dave Ramsey Show.
Thank you. I appreciate your advice for this question. So
Sure.
I have a 9-year-old Shih Tzu that is getting medical care for an ulcer in her eye. I've already invested about $400 going to 2 separate emergency care vets for her. And at this point, she's going to need a surgery, which will probably be about $1,000. I'm trying to decide at what point do I say no more surgery, no more costs going into this dog?
Well, I'm old, and I've raised a bunch of dogs, or had a bunch of dogs raise me, however you want to look at it. And I've had the unbelievable crying day where I've had to put them down, and I always cry like I'm 12 years old, because I love dogs. I'm a dog guy. I've always had a dog, and I've always, we talk baby talk to our dogs. It's ridiculous, right? So I'm a huge animal nut. So given that, the rules that Sharon and I have used over the years is the first thing I want to do is I want to make sure that this is about the dog, not about me. Because sometimes people will pay a whole bunch of money to prolong an animal's life 3 months, and that's selfish on your part, because the animal is hurting, suffering, because you can't be a grown-up and let go. And that's me. I have to watch myself, because I will do that. The problem is I got the money too, right? And so I can make a choice that's not good for the poor animal, I can use examples in our own life, but I won't get into them. But where I've had one where I don't want to make that trip to the vet, and not come home with my dog. I can't do it. But on the other hand, it's not fair to the dog. So that's the first question you ask yourself is, are these surgeries and the pain for 11? I mean, a 9-year-old Shih Tzu, I've got one that's 11 right now, and that's about their lifespan. And so, is this dog going to be okay and live a pain-free life for another 3 or 4 years? And you want to spend $1,000? Then that would be okay, assuming you've got the $1,000.
Right.
Does that make sense?
It does. And I actually went down the road with that conversation with the vet to see if maybe euthanasia would be an option. And because the surgery would correct the issue and cure her, in essence, they are unwilling to do euthanasia. So I guess my only option would be either to relinquish the pet or to go ahead with this surgery at this point.
Yeah. Okay. And do you have the money?
I do.
Okay.
I do. I guess.
Okay.
But it's just a lot of money for an eye.
Yeah.
And I love my dog. I'm like you. I love him and stuff. But I just didn't know at what point do you just draw the line.
I had a lady when I was in college. I was selling real estate in college, and this woman gave me a Dalmatian with papers. Now, I grew up redneck, and we never had a dog that had papers. We had ones that went on the papers, but we didn't have a dog that had papers, right? And so I was so proud I had a dog that was actually certified or whatever. This dog was meaner than snot, by the way. It's the only mean dog I've ever owned. And the dog had been hit by a car or something when it was young. I ended up spending $1,200. I'm a broke college kid. I don't have $1. And I ended up spending $1,200 on this dog's leg that I didn't have. And so that's the thing you got to go through.
Yeah.
And, if that vet won't euthanize the dog and it needs to be euthanized, there's other vets, or I'm from the country, there's other ways to handle this. So, but I don't want you to have to do that. If you've got the money and the dog's not going to be in pain, I personally would go ahead and do it if you're not broke.
That's exactly right.
I'd fix the puppy.
Yep.
But if it was mine, that's probably what I'd do. But again, I have to go through those particular filters when I'm making these decisions, because it's a dog, it's not a human.